It's 7:31 now. I have just launched the recording, and I guess we should start. All right. Good evening, all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aspire for Excellence Foundation. Thank you very much for taking out some time tonight. We know it's very busy. It's a weekend, and a lot of people have a lot of things they are doing. So thank you very much for taking out some time to come to the Aspire for Excellence Foundation. And with us this evening is no other than our speaker, Hilda Dickson. She was the one who spoke last month. She will be our guest speaker again tonight. Tonight she will be speaking on financial mindset reset. Financial mindset reset. We're so glad to have Hilda on the call tonight. She's an expert in financial matters, and she's been doing this for a lot of years. She's not only a financial expert, she's also an author. Okay, she's authored, I think, about 1 or 2 books, if I remember well. But just before we start, I'll need to call on George. Could you please read out her bio? And just after that, you have the floor, Hilda. Thank you. George, the ball is in your court. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Madam Hilda Manyo Dickson is a fellow chartered and certified accountant and is highly experienced financial professional with career spanning over 2.5 decades. She began her journey in the banking sector in 1998, dedicating 6 years to honing her skills before transitioning to the oil and gas industry in 2004. Leveraging her background as a chartered accountant, she is passionate about empowering individuals, especially women, in personal finance, equipping them with the knowledge and tools to expand their income streams. She is the author of the Finance Challenge workbook titled Master Your Money in 30 Days, in which she encourages individuals through practical steps to cultivate positive attitudes towards money, one habit at a time. She is currently Treasury Manager at Total Energies Exploration and Production in Nigeria. In addition to her extensive professional background, Madam Hilda is a positive mindset strategist, a John Maxwell certified speaker and a coach, as well as a Gemstone executive coach. She has recently gained recognition as the author of the captivating book, Osunyanmeye, Nothing is Impossible with God. That's the meaning. A book inspired by her own personal challenges and her ability to overcome them, serving as a source of hope and inspiration for others facing their own trials. Her work through this book has received widespread acclaim, leading to features in prominent national dailies, professional magazines, and television interviews. Fueling Madam Hilda's daily life are her unwavering faith in God, her deep love for family, and her commitment to fitness. She cherishes her role as wife to a loving and pragmatic man, and as a mother to 3 beautiful children. In her leisure time, Madam Hilda finds joy in good company, cooking, traveling and shopping, writing and indulging in exhilarating music. Welcome, ma.
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Can I go on?
Yes, Madam Hilda, you have the floor. Okay. And we're giving you a digital applause to say welcome on board.
Thank you so much. I'm actually feeling very blind at this time because I'm staring at the screen, but I can't see you on the other side. Yeah, so, but I guess at some point we'll go off this and we'll have an opportunity. Thank you so very much for having me. You heard me speak. Some of you were here last month and you are here again this month. So I'm hoping you won't get tired of hearing my voice too soon. So thank you. So today we're actually taking a very interesting topic, financial mindset reset, right? So we want to challenge our fear and own our power. Okay, so but just before we delve into it, I'll just give a quick rundown. The whole idea here is look at mindsets, you know, the role it plays in our lives, the role our life so far plays, what we have grasped, how we hope to turn it around. You know, we'll have to look at all of that. Look at the fears, you know, and I think I kind of picked up about 6 fears we can look at and see, okay, how can we reframe those fears? How can we own that space? But I'd like us to start with a little exercise, because that way we're able to actually start the reset before the reset. So are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
I want to see the
Yes,
yes.
we are.
Yes. At least I have
Yes,
something
we
to
are.
show me yes here, so that I'm
Yes,
not
we are.
alone. Oh, Mr. Kamabaya, I see you. Thank you. Yes, yeah. Okay. So right now, I'll just say you can either answer these questions quietly, or if you have a note, you can jot real quick. Okay. Then at the end of the day, we'll see. So I'm just going to ask a few questions. Okay. So, 1, what's your earliest memory of money? Take yourself back, memory lane, growing up as a child. You know, what's your earliest memory about money? Just think about it and drop 1 or 2. Just that's for you, you know. This is just for us for now. We want to process it. Okay? Sorry, did you see? I see something about the audio, but I can't quite. Can someone help me read the comments, because some other things are blocking?
It's saying the audio is low, but from here the audio looks okay. You may want to reconnect again. Maybe go out and come in again, and let's see. But from here the audio looks quite perfect.
Okay. Is any other one struggling to hear, or we go on?
You can go on, ma'am.
Okay, so please, maybe you go out and come in again. It might actually have to do with your device. Okay, next. When you hear the word money, what emotion comes up first? What emotion? Is it some level of anxiety? Is it confidence? What comes up when you hear the word money? Five, 4. Please you don't need to drop it on the chat just yet. Yeah, I just want us, I said, you know, this quietly, or you jot them down, right? I'll actually need some volunteers to share. Then, growing up, what's that one phrase you often heard about money? What's that one phrase? Oh, is it money doesn't go on trees? Is it all about we can't afford it? Is it about every rich person is a thief? What's that phrase? What's that thing you heard about money? The root of all evil. What's that one phrase? Jot it down. Then finally, if money were a person, let's assume I'm in a room now, right? And money is a person, and money just walks into this room. Position yourself, visualize that. How would you describe your relationship with money? How would you describe it? Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? Is it loving? Is it all chummy? How will you describe your relationship with money? So at this point, do I have 1 or 2 volunteers that might be willing to just share with us? one or two volunteers that will be willing to unmute and share with us? You know, I can't see you. The only way we can continue is that we are communicating.
Yes. Oh, come on, right.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead and share. Thank you.
For your first question, growing up, when I hear about money, it's something that, you know, I was taught growing up to have a piggy bank. You don't use up your money. It's something I always look out for, like a gift. Occasions, holiday, we all travel home from wherever we are, and it's something I'm excited about. All right, growing up as a kid. And the second question was,
when you hear the word money,
when you
the
hear the
emotion
word
that
money,
comes up. Yeah.
oh yes, it's what the emotion that comes to mind. You know, is you have to work hard. You know, you have to. It's only the rich ones who have this money, so you work so hard. You know, before they got rich, they had to sweat their hell out. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And if money walks into where I am, obviously, I'm someone who doesn't really care. I mean, it won't make any difference. But inside of me, I will want to gravitate towards, that person, or if the person is money. I want to get to know money, how far, that kind of thing. So I'm very indifferent when it comes to someone that has so much money. But I would want to be like you. Hello, who doesn't want money? Who doesn't want to be like me? So that's the kind of
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. So now you've run through these 4 questions, right? Is there any attribute or any attitude that you demonstrate today that you can kind of trace back to your early days? Is there anything that happens today, like when you talk about piggy bank, which is all about saving? You know, is there something that if you think back, you can actually throw back and say, you know what, this is as a result of where I am coming from?
Yeah, and entrepreneurship. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I can turn anything around. I can buy, sell, I can work in, I can save. But the one thing that I like still that something I would say came or stemmed from how I grew up is savings. I like to see my account fat, but now I'm growing up and knowing better. I'm actually feeding somebody somewhere or some people somewhere. So savings, yes. Just
Okay.
save, and have so much money, looking at you like this.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very much. Do I have one more person willing to share real quick? One more person? Especially if you have like any emotion, more like anxiety, anyone willing to share, even if it's not. One more person willing to share?
Let me share.
Thank you.
My earliest memory of money growing up is not a lot of it, just enough, and not to, I don't know how to put it, not to aspire for too much of it.
Okay.
That's it. Then emotions that come up with money now for me is okay, keep as much as you can. I don't want to spend it. Growing up, one phrase you always heard, it was never enough. There's no money, there's no money. If money was a person, my relationship with money now at a later age is just I want to save and just I want as in opposite to what the person just said. I just want to see it there. I don't want to ever have to spend it.
Okay. So if money were a person, you just want to be looking at the money. Can you still hear me? Wow. Seems. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
I
can
can
hear
hear. I
you.
can hear you. Sorry, I had muted my mic.
Okay,
I didn't
great.
want
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing. So the thing is this, the mind is a powerhouse, and like we all know, a powerhouse is like a source, it's quite strong, right? But then again, the mind is weak. And I'll explain before someone comes at me. The way our mind is, whatever we feed it with kind of takes root, knowingly or unknowingly. So to move, it's very flexible. I don't know if it happens to people where maybe some discussions you had during the day, you go to bed, you're dreaming of it, you are seeing it, you hear so much about things. I tell people like where I'm living today, right, is somewhere I saw long ago. I was exposed to it. I was exposed to a similar environment. And I just loved that environment. So even after being separated from that environment for so long, I still after over how many years? Decades, I still kind of traced myself back to that environment. That's the power of the mind. And everything, how you win or lose with money or anything in the mind starts with inside. So a lot of times we overlook the environment I've painted is an environment I was in for the first 5 years of my life. Today I'm 51, but I still had that memory. That is so clear in my mind. I still remember the address, what it looks like. In fact, recently when I was in that town, I still went to the place. That's how much. So I'm talking to adults here. Some of us have different type of relationships. Some are with spouses, some are with friends, some are with children. So all our early memories, right, to a large extent, drop something inside of us. So it's now for us to decide, do we want to recreate those memories? Do we want to move away from those memories? Do we want to rewrite history? It's all for us to do. And to a large extent, our ability to control our mindsets is what would actually help us move to the level we aspire to be. So now everyone has a story, and I do too. Okay? And I'm just going to try and summarize my story real quick, right? It all started so well for me. And where I started then was in Shell Camp. My dad used to work in the oil and gas company in the 70s, right? So we were actually living in Shell Camp, Osioma Street. Beautiful place. You have the swimming pools, you have the squash club, you have the club, you have everything. So I grew up just loving that environment for the first few years of my life, right? Then at some point, my father was like, he wanted to start off his own business. So what did he do? He started his company, and we now moved from this beautiful environment in Port Harcourt to Aba. Now, when we moved to Aba, there's some lovely places in Aba, but the first place we moved to from here, I still remember it too, clearly. And I remember the number 51 Omoba Road. I remember the setting of the house. I was very young. I wasn't yet 10. I remember everything about that house. Now, being in Shell, there was never power failure. So I didn't even know what is NEPA. When I went to Omoba, 1, 2, power failure, will shout, NEPA. That was a whole new environment. So I desired where I was coming from. Then along the line, loving family, everybody using it as example here and there, but things got bumpy. And when she was teaching, she had restaurants, she had a lot of things she was doing. So then I'll go with her to the market when she wants to buy things for sale. I'll ask her to give me money to buy chin-chin and groundnuts. She'll give me, I'll buy 12, I'll come and sell in her store, make money, go back. That was me being exposed to money. Then things got really bumpy, homes split. And at that point, what helped then was because mom this way, dad this way, you find yourself at that time, I was just entering the university. As you can see here, Calabar. I didn't want to even take sides with anybody. I just thought everything appeared to be a joke. So at that point, I went back in time to all the skills I had built over time, right? I used to sew, I used to cook. That's how I still cook. I don't really sew, but I'm able to patch my things here and there. That's how I was now able to go back there to start training myself again, to use it to make money to put myself through school, right? So all these things made me stronger. Then even in that period, they wanted to sell our house. I think I shared the story quite a bit. Where we were living was up for sale. At that time, the government was owing my dad so much money. And he couldn't afford this house. The house was going for 800,000 naira. He offered them 500,000 naira. They said no. That house went. I remember my dad had to move his things from that house to another location and put some in storage. Meanwhile, he had millions hanging somewhere. That was how it all started. So all these things got me stronger, got me, things got bumpier and bumpier. And that was how life, I would say, I was thrown into life. So starting from what we would call today, that soft life, I now had to experience life. Every step of the way, this dropped something inside of me. I knew clearly that I didn't want to be in a place where they would tell me they want to sell my house. I don't have money. I knew clearly I wanted to be financially free. I knew clearly that I needed to be disciplined because in all this, my father was a wonderful man, right? He would train people in different parts of the world. Meanwhile, none of his children trained outside. We're all schooled here. Anybody that got any extra had to get it through scholarship or something. You take care of it, but that was him. So he built houses in people, but he didn't have any for himself. He built even for his father. He didn't have for himself till much later, right? He had shares and all of that. He had farmlands and all of that. But cash, that currency, cash is king, at some point became, difficult. So all these things and experiences dropped different seeds in me. As for my mom, an entrepreneur to the core. And my mom had no savings. In fact, I would have called her to come and sit beside me to confirm. No savings. Mommy, where's your bank? My bank is in my handbag. So she's making money, she's spending, and not spending on designers or frivolous needs, real needs. But what did all of this teach me? It all taught me something. I needed to do mine a bit differently. I needed to be able to give. I needed to be able to make money. I needed to be able to manage it. I needed to be able to plan for people. So when people see me talking about personal finances, they always think it's because I studied accounting. Far from it. It has nothing to do with accounting. It's all the things I had seen and conceived in my mind even long before I got to where I am today. So I'm just sharing that because it's good to put things in context. For a lot of us, if we think back, the attitudes we have today, the relationships we have today with money came from there. So some of us get so afraid of money. We don't want money discussions. You see someone, and I always say this, you see someone, you studied medicine, you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, and you tell the person money, I don't understand it. It all starts from what your experience was. Were your parents spenders? Were they savers? Were they hoarders? Were they investors? All those things play a part. So it's important that we understand that. So when you read certain books, like, I don't know if my video is on, but if it's not, is my video on by any chance? Can you see my face or just the screen?
No, it's not
It's
on.
not on. Interesting.
Yes.
And if I have to put it on now, I probably would have to turn off this sharing. So maybe I'll show you.
No, it's okay. You can continue like
Yes,
that. No,
I'll show you the book. So if you look at things like, if you read books like The Psychology of Money, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, you realize that everybody has a money classroom. And it's really how you are able to connect with that classroom that either gets you to a better side of the classroom or gets you drowning somewhere. So I'm going to look at a few definitions before we can, move on. And one of the definitions I'm going to look at is fear. But before I move on, can someone use the chat box? What would you say is fear? Okay? Or if you want to even unmute and talk. Fear, when you hear fear, because this fear, what would you attribute? How would you define fear? Someone should use the chat box because I must connect. I like connecting with the people I'm actually sharing with so that I know I'm not alone. Fear, false evidence, okay? Any other person? False evidence appearing real, yes. F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. Is any other person, or is it only Mike that will tell us about fear? So everybody here is not afraid. Okay, Auntie Buki, fear could be apprehension that something bad could happen. Okay, yes, so let me run quickly. So when we talk about fear, right, the definition here I got is a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain. Whether the threat is real or imagined, as we can see from your definitions, right? The feeling or condition of being afraid. That's really fear. And I highlighted that part, whether the threat is real or imagined, right? Another thing, and so fear is one thing that cripples us, cripples the mind that we really need to take charge of. Because to a large extent, most of the things we fear are imagined. When you say you don't understand money is so complicated, it's so this, it's because you haven't even taken time to even understand money. Right? So now when we move from fear, should we stay there or should we be moving to something else? Okay, a barrier to taking risk or being adventurous from Victoria. Okay, fear is shortage, not enough. Yes. But then again, let us define something else. Habits. What are habits? Something you do so often, regularly, sometimes without doing it. A lot of times, for those that drive to work through a particular route, you realize that some days when you are meant to branch somewhere, because you've gotten so used to driving in a particular direction, most times you are headed in that direction before you realize, hey, I should be going somewhere else. For some people, if I ask you how you brush your teeth, you don't know. Because once you get there, take the toothbrush, put the toothpaste, you are running. So now, when you face fear, what next? What habits is going to come out of that fear? And should there even be a habit, or should you just stay afraid? Some people's fear go beyond what we can even imagine. And it has a word, chromatophobia. That's extreme fear of money. Some people don't want to hear. Their mindset, their childhood, the things they've heard, they've been so bad that they do not even want to hear the word money. They're afraid of spending the money. They're afraid of thinking about the money. They're afraid of investing the money. They're even afraid of touching money. Yes, extreme fear. So the key thing in working on our minds is to say, okay, are we aware? Because awareness, that's why we started off with that little exercise. Your ability to be aware of what got you to where you are is actually what is going to help you get out of where you are. So that awareness, where did all this come from? This fear, where did it come from? Like I'm going to ask us as we go along, what our fears are, so that we now see how can we even combat these fears. So like we wrap up here, habit is a cable. We weave a thread of it each day, and at last we cannot break it. So out of this fear, that habit we decide to build, either to conquer the fear or align with the fear, it comes little by little, little by little, little by little, and afterwards you can't break it. So what that tells you is, if you build the good habits out of this, you are headed in the right direction. And if you build the wrong habits out of this, you're actually headed in the wrong direction. And all of them will work for you, right? Life is choice driven. So before I share, so next I'll just be asking ourselves, why is it important to switch between fear, and just get those healthy habits? Why? Because this is all where the mindset starts from. What are you telling yourself at the end of the day? So I'm going to share something Renard Bunke shared some time ago. He says, the Bible says that the devil is like a roaring lion, right? He comes in the darkness, tries to frighten the children of God with his mighty roar. But when you switch on the light of the word of God, you discover that there is no lion. There's only a mouse with a microphone. So that fear is an imposter. The devil is an imposter, right? And I like the way, when I saw this, when I bumped into this some years back, I just said, I love this, because this is really what it is. This is really what it is. Fear cripples us. So if I might ask, as we move on, because it's important now, fear comes your way. What are you seeing? So I want to ask, what are those fears that we have generally? And the key thing here is, can you even face those fears? So let's use the chat box. When we think about fear related to money, because even the richest man has his own fears, right? So when we think about fears related with money, let's get busy on the chat box. Let me be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Please, what are you afraid of? What are those fears? I want to see like 10 answers before we can move on. Please, so that we can go really, really fast. What are those fears? What's that fear that boggles your mind? Fear of losing money? Yes. We don't have any money fears. So what are we trying to reset? I need to see more to continue. Fear of having enough and suddenly losing it, true. Fear of investing wrongly, true. Let's keep it coming, please. Let's keep it coming. How many people do we have on the call, please? Fear of losing value, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fear of investing wrongly. Fear of not meeting up with some responsibilities. Fear of losing money in investments. Beautiful. Yes. The loss of it, how to multiply it. Yes. Fear of not having. In fact, you guys are now overtaking me. Thank you. I love that. Thank you.
59 people on the call.
Pardon?
58 on the call.
How many?
59 people on the call. 59.
Okay.
59.
59. Great.
It was
So those
66
are all
or so
the
earlier.
fears. Okay. Thank you. So let's now know if some of those fears were even captured. So here we have those fears, right? If the fear is not around our job, is around having enough, So here we're afraid of losing our job, right? We're afraid of not being able to make enough, right? We're afraid of losing money. And all this featured, right? As people shared, right? We're even afraid of talking about money. And I tell people the best ways to take care of your fears is to face your fears. What is that fear? How can you reframe that fear? It's so important. So whatever I am playing out today and living out today are things I long desired and I faced. This fear of losing our job, what causes it? The inability of making enough, what causes it? These are things I experienced firsthand as a child growing up, as an adult relating with others, even as a young adult, all those fears were real. But one thing I've learned over time on how to manage my mind is to say, how can I reframe it? How can I turn it around? So when I have these fears coming my way, what can I do? So I tried to look at 6 fears. I hope I'm still good with timing. I tried to look at 6 fears, right? And as I go along, if there's some you think I've missed out, bring it up and let's see, because I definitely can't take all the fears. There's so many fears. So when it comes to your mindset, how you take control is to become aware, identify that fear, trace it. What is the root of that fear? Then after that, face it. That's how you really move from point A to point B when it comes to resetting your mind. The minute you are able to identify it, that's where awareness comes in, and that's where you begin to reframe. So when it comes to fear of losing money, which some of us shared, because when you are talking about investments and you don't want to invest wrongly, it's really all about losing money. So what could those fears be? Bad investments, bad deals, bad decisions. And are they real fears? Yes, they are. Some of us even do things like MMM or CBEX or Chimol, different things we do, and we call it investment. It burns us, then we become afraid. That's the fear. We had a bad experience. We encountered men of the underworld, those fear coming. But then, that's the bad part. That's that mouse with the microphone that is trying to keep you down. But you ask yourself, what can I do? You develop habits. Start early. Whenever you wake up is your morning. On this call, we have people close to 60, We have people in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, some probably older. If this is the first time you're hearing this, that is your morning. Start. That is early for you. Start early to invest. And when you start investing, start small, start with low risk. Don't come up, because what makes you lose money is you hurry. You make bad decisions. But when you start early, you start small, you say, okay, what's the low risk one I can do? Like we discussed last month for those that were able to join in. Oh, maybe I can do money markets, funds. I can do treasury bills. I can do CPs, depending on how much you have. I don't want to even venture into stocks at this time. No problem. You are starting small. You are building your confidence. Then you use banks to be able to develop those habits. You use big financial institutions that you know that, yes, their rating is good. You get advice. You get a coach. Hey, I want to do this. I don't know how to go about it. What does that do? You are reframing. Rather than looking at that fear and letting it hold you down, you are building a habit to be able to move you on to the next thing. So you are facing your fear. You are challenging it and saying, hey, what can I do about it? The second fear I talked about here was fear of job loss. So you're afraid you lose jobs. Why not? AI is here and AI has come to stay. There's hardly any ad you see now that AI is not involved. I remember we hired somebody to work for us, and the first job the person did was AI. When there was a little correction, go and correct the job, the person couldn't. So indeed, AI is real and AI has come. So what's that fear? I might get retrenched. They may lay me off, right? Oh, Tinubu's economy might affect me so much. There's a cost optimization. Or maybe Trump is trumping, right? And I'm wondering, how am I going to manage it? Or like we all saw, there was a pandemic and they had to let a lot of people go. So when you see that this is the fear, because right now you were able to identify some of these fears even without facing them. So when you see some of these fears, what are the things you could do? Yes, make sure you always have your emergency funds, at least 6 months minimum. And as you go up, make it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, rather make it to 6 months. You can move to 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, such that even if anything happens, you are giving yourself some level of comfort, peace, before you are able to find what else to do. Then upgrade your skills. Where I work today, they're always training people, co-pilot. Yes, you need to know how to use it. Because if your boss is asking for something you can get in 1 minute and it's taking you 10 hours to get it, 10 days, 15 days, you're not connecting with the real world. Upgrade your skills. Understand your organization. Which direction are they going? I shared this even last month. Which direction are they going? That's how you begin to replace the fear with the habit and take control. I talked about fear of inability to make enough, which some of us shared here. Modupe said fear of not having enough in my future. I had someone else, Oni, said fear of not having enough in the future. Dami Lola, oh, Dami, fear of not having enough money, right? That fear is there. Why? They increased expectations. As you get older, your siblings are expecting from you possibly. Your parents are expecting from you. Your children are expecting from you. Your colleagues are expecting from you. Those expectations are there. So they bring up that fear. Of course, inflation, rising costs. Like on my Instagram post that I shared today, coincidentally, we talked about this, how food inflation had gone so high. And you already know that for a lot of people, your salaries don't increase at the pace of inflation. Some people are still earning the same thing since 2020 when there was COVID up until now. Then even retirement. Some people are even afraid they might ask them to go early. Like I was told the other time recently, oh, all those 50 and above, if you want to take retirement, yes, it's open. This, they are giving you a choice. In some cases, they're like, hey, they have to retire you. What do you do in that regards? Work on your mindset. Begin to see abundance. Like we do affirmations. Begin to see what you want. Okay, paint that future. You can even begin to draw it and visualize it. Okay, the number of children you hope to have, or the number of children you hope to support, the projects you hope to do. How begin to see yourself carrying out those things because you have everything it takes to do it. Then begin to set goals and plans for your money. Many people always tell me they want to make money, they want to make money, they want to make money. When I ask them, money for what? They say good life. What's good life? How can you categorize the good life? When you begin to have financial goals, when you begin to have plans for your money and not let others plan for it, you are taking care of the sphere. You are empowering yourself. Like I tell people, most things around money is either around you are saving, you are spending, or you are giving. So you need to have those buckets so that you can actually get into them. Then begin to think of investing and other income streams. When I hear people say, we're saving, we're saving, we're saving. Saving is a starting point. You don't stay there. Which saving today is giving you 40% of the inflation that we've seen in food? In fact, I say 40%, but I should be saying 120%. Because bread that used to be 300 naira is now how much? It's now 1,200, 1,500, different amounts. For those of us in Nigeria, I know we have some people in diaspora. So when you people come back, come and check the price of bread, right? Have goals, invest, make money. Because it's in investing that you compound. And even for the young adults here, don't wait till you have so much. You'll be surprised what $20 every month, or 20,000 every month, or even 5,000 naira every month will do for you. Because you hear of the power, the rule of 12, and how often you can double your money. Just because you are getting 12% every month or every year, 12% every year on a particular amount, when you work it out, yeah, your 10,000 becomes 12, your 12 becomes, and before you know it is multiplying. So you invest to be able to take care of more money. Then fear of money conversations. What are you afraid of? Some people, once they hear about money, they start sweating, they start irritated. Is that fear of too much or too little? That's a fear. Oh, some people, that fear, they perceive it that money is so private. We shouldn't talk because it's the root of all evil. Or some is just that. So what do you do to build the habits to conquer this? Have money conversations. That's what we're having. We're discussing. Yes, some of you are chatting, some are talking back. We're actually just discussing money. And like in my recent videos I'm putting up on Instagram, for the next 30 days, I'm just going to play. I'm acting. I'm sure some people will be like, this woman, doesn't she know her age? That's your business. Why? Because money is not meant to be too serious. So have money conversations, listen to podcasts, attend sessions like this, follow handles that you know are teaching you about money. Before you know, you normalize it, you commonize it. Start budgeting. What is budgeting? We spoke about it the last time for those that attended. It's just sending your money on errand. What do I want my money to do for me? It's nothing sophisticated, right? So we move on to mistakes and funds mismanagement. Those are real as well. Some people are like, I'm risk averse. So what do? You just leave your money idle, doing nothing. And guess what? While your money is not working for you, it's happily working for the people where you kept it to work for. They are using your money. They give you 5% as savings. When they give out that money as loan, they are collecting 30% from people, 29% from people. Do I have a witness in the house? Because I've been talking for long. Can we relate, please?
Yes, yes.
So it's so important that we counter it. How? Get that knowledge. Udemy with 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira, they are courses. Go and learn about investment. Learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from your own as well. Your mistakes shouldn't keep you down. When people come to me with certain instruments and say, come and buy, I say, I'm not buying. It's because I'm learning from my mistake. You tell me, come and touch crypto. I say, I'm not touching. Not because there's anything wrong. Some people have mastered it and they can touch it. I have said my own is slow and steady, and consistency and discipline wins the race. And I'm going that way. Yes, because I'm learning from my own mistake. So even when you come and paint some lovely picture, I do my research now. Does it mean I'll never fall? No, it doesn't mean I'll never fall. All it means is that I'm trying to learn from my mistakes and from the mistakes of others so that I don't lose money. Then I get help. Then the final one I looked at is fear of drowning in debt. A lot of us borrow for the wrong things. So it brings fear. We're trying to impress people. We're trying to have a particular lifestyle. Oh, this person is driving this car 2025. I need to at least, if nothing, let me at least get up to 2024. I keep on saying it. The mere fact that you and somebody have the same age in numbers does not make you age mates. So don't get yourself into that point. So what leads you to those fears? Your lifestyle. Trying to please people. Getting involved in complex relationships, not knowing your size. So by the time you see all these things and say that these are the things causing me to drown in debt, what should I do? I categorize my debt. Come on. This debt, is it really a real fear? Or what is there? You put it. Which ones can I pay off immediately? Which ones are long-term? Which of these debts are giving me assets that I shouldn't even be afraid? I know that the asset is yielding money. Which of these debts is actually giving me palpitation because it's a liability? Like now, I tell people, house might be an asset that you take a debt for. But that car you want to buy, that trending, that latest car, that once you drive out of the garage, the value has already, is it really what you want to borrow for? So is this something you really want to avoid, pay back quickly, build that habit? Is in that categorization that you know that do I really have a real fear? Then for some people, I tell them when I coach people and they tell me, oh, I'm owing here, I say, go back and renegotiate. Go back and restructure. Because even when you take loans, they tell you the loan is 2% and life happens to the whole economy and things go up to 7%, 8%, 9%. What happens? They come back and write you a mail to tell you to adjust accordingly. So you can equally go back and renegotiate. You can go back and refinance. You can take one to the other person and move on. You can get a lower lender, higher lender. You can balance it. But the key thing, get educated. Learn. A lot of people don't even know how they arrive at the charges for the loans they took. They don't. So get educated. Because when you are aware that they've told you that they are giving you 1 million and they're collecting 300,000 naira as per 30%, or something, you begin to ask yourself, is it worth it? Can I do it a bit differently? Do I really need what I'm getting? So those are like the fears. So before I just round up this bit, are there any other fears we want to look at? Because I know we really need to go real fast. Are there other fears? You can drop it there. So I'm just going to share like some keys, basically, just to summarize what we have said so far. Right? Fear can be incapacitating. So you need to take charge. Don't let it cripple you. Have an abundance mindset. Have that can-do spirit. Begin to ask and reframe the questions, right? I tell people in the past, you ask me for something, I tell you I can't afford it. Meanwhile, I can afford it. Now, I don't tell you I can't afford it. I'm telling you clearly that I don't have you in my plans. It's that simple. Be a lifelong learner. Like I said, educate yourself. There are courses, Coursera, Udemy, there are courses. Many people are running different courses. Be open to learn. And while at it, know and have your financial plans and goals. What are you planning towards? What goal are you setting? How are you saving towards that goal? Have that. Start early, stay consistent, and be disciplined. Like I tell people, a lot, like a young girl actually spoke to me yesterday. She's not a young girl, she's a lady, fully grown. And she was like, all you old people don't want people to enjoy. I said, no, nobody is telling you not to enjoy. All we are saying is plan for the enjoyment so you can enjoy without feeling guilty. That's what it is. She's still dealing with, she had an issue with her dad a long while ago where the father is like, bring that money. Let me keep it for you. And she said no. Until today, they're having an issue in that regards. Why? Because she wanted to own her space. That guy is thinking, oh, you want to enjoy. She's like, no, I've built my own money, And that's really the spirit. Get to the point where you can take charge. But to be able to take charge, you need to stay consistent. You need to stay disciplined. You need to have a focus. Then 4, seek advice from professionals. Some people know this. And no matter who comes to you, even if Hilda say, I've been talking, my mouth is even paining me. Even if I come to you and say, come and do this investment, please, sister, brother, sir, ma, do your own research before committing. There are so many resources. Ask questions, Google it, check before you commit to anything. And like I would always say when it comes to money issues, which is why at times you see me so serious, at times you see me I'm playing, just have fun. It's like living, baby, everybody needs it. You are not in competition with anybody. So as much as possible, please have fun, loads of it. So at this point, wrapping up because I think I should be stopping in 2 minutes, yes, then taking your questions, okay? So with this, basically, he already read my bio. So everything here, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, Hilda Manyo Dickson, yes. He talked about my being an author. 2 books, okay, I didn't write the finance one, yes, but this is at least published and the money goes back to support. It's something I desired after going through a particular journey where my child was ill. I desired it. I saw it in my mind's eye. This is not even what I saw. What I saw was bigger, but we are starting. This is the starting point. Then I'm on Instagram as well when it comes to finance issues. Please, Hilda Manyo Dickson, you go see all my skits so that when you start seeing me in Nollywood, you'll be able to connect. So thank you so very much again for the opportunity, and let's take any questions we might have. Thank you.
Splendid. Thank you so much. Could you please digitally appreciate Hilda Manyo Dickson, please? And thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And if you have any questions, could you drop them on the chat box, please?
Yeah.
If you have any questions, please drop them on the chat box, please. Okay. And I think you have 1 or 2 hands up also.
Great. So any questions you have, we can talk about them or you can drop it. Yes, whatever works for you. Thank you very much. Okay, so sorry, I couldn't put on my video. I know you would usually say the speaker's video should be on. Okay. How do we know? Okay, I can take that picture, that question, right? How do we know the right places to invest? Okay, knowing the right places to invest, I would say is pretty easy. Okay, to invest, regular investments is pretty easy. Financial institutions are there and everything is public knowledge. The key thing is to check, first of all, before jumping into investment, what's your appetite like? What's that your risk appetite like? Are you the kind of person that, if you go high risk, you will not sleep? Or are you the person wired to take such risk? It's really all about knowing yourself and what works for you. Once you know that, you should equally know, how old am I? Where should I really be investing? Because the older you are, the less riskier your investments should be. So you need to know that. So once you've established that and you've done that analysis, right, to know exactly whether you're a conservative investor, whether you're a aggressive one, or whether you're moderate, then you now know where to go. So if you are very conservative, then you should actually just go to the big financial institutions, stay with treasury bills, stay with commercial papers, stay with money market funds. Those are low risk. Those are funds that kind of invest in low risk instruments. Some people is even fixed deposits they want to do. Right? You can do that. Other investments, like you said earlier on, yes, you said you're a serial entrepreneur, right? So you can ask, what am I really interested in? Because buying land is investment. There are different types of investments. There's equity investments. That one is there, right? There's equally land banking. That one is there. What kind of investment? What's your passion? What's that business? What's that thing you have? Once you understand that, you can go into that place to say, okay, I don't just want to go throw money to someone. I want to go to a firm that is recognized, do your research, ask questions, people that have invested with them. So if you're not investing money and you want to buy, it's not just that, oh, this family is selling land, you go, no. You do your investments, your research, you go there, you invest. Okay, we see that inflation, we see that Naira is not very stable. We now say, okay, we want to hedge. So we want to invest. Like when we started, someone asked me, why don't we have Naira? Why is it just dollar and euro or whatever? Yes, it's all equally. Your mind should be able to conceive that, hey, I need to hedge. Naira, if I kept 1.8 million Naira under my pillow 5 years ago to be able to buy one tokumboka, and I did not put it to work to invest for me, that means I cannot buy it. Meanwhile, if I converted it then to dollars or to pounds and I multiply today, I probably will be able to get myself a car. So I think the whole idea is understand your risk appetite. Then don't look for quick and easy wins. Go over to those institutions, know their credit rating, know who is rating them, because it's not every organization that has the right to rate, and go there and invest. If you are dealing with banks, go to the top tier banks, so that way you start with low risk and you build up. Then, of course, shares. You can never go wrong. If you can see my video, I'm doing my finger like this, in the sense that it might work once, it might not work at the other end. So you need to just have to balance it and be patient to wait it through, depending on where you're investing. So that's really it. So knowing where to invest, your appetite, good environment. Then I have another question. Is there a place for divine involvement and invention in wealth? Oh, it is God that gives you the source for wealth. It's a spiritual journey. There is a big place for it. That's your source of wealth. So in building wealth, even in investing, you should pray before you invest. You should be convinced, depending on your belief system. Don't just go out there and throw money around. Ask. You should listen. A lot of times that we've fallen into wrong hands or whatever, there was clear instruction, don't go there. But we went and we got burnt. There was a nudging from within. So yes, there's divine involvement. And depending on who you are, the money you get, I tell people till tomorrow, I knew how to make money. I didn't know how to save like that. I learned saving from my husband when we met. But making money, like Sister Okamagbaye had said, he could spend money like this. Yes, it's easy. But I had to learn that. But that discipline and consistency came from the place of tithing. Because once I was able to master, they would always tell you, even when you attend certain courses, that even people that don't go to church, that don't believe in God, that have no business with, that if you check it, they tithe. Is either they have a particular amount they are using to support something, or they are giving to the poor, or that. Once I was able to master tithing, to know that once I get money, I should take out a portion first and give towards God's work, it was easy for me to become consistent in my own. And yes, if you're accountable and you're a good steward, you will definitely reap the benefits. So yes, there's actually a place for wealth building. I don't know if that answers you, but if you have a couple other questions, please, by all means.
Right. There is a question from here.
Okay.
Victoria has a question. She'll ask the question now. Can you hear me, Hilda?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so go ahead. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you. So my question is, for a student that is still financially dependent on a parent or a guardian, how do they start investing?
Okay, so for a student that is still dependent, I'm going to ask that student a question. Does that student get pocket money?
Yes.
Okay, so that student should assume that that pocket money or that allowance is their salary. And the same rule that applies to one salary, whereby if you get your salary today ordinarily, you should be able to say, how am I going to pay myself first? Which is either saving or investing, right? And which one am I going to use for giving? Which one am I going to use for my necessities? And which one am I going to use for my wants, right? It's the same thing a student should do. As a student, you should have an account. And even if your parents give you, or your guardians give you 300 naira, 3,000 naira, somewhere at the back of your mind, you should set a target for yourself to say, what can I do without this month to be able to save? Even if you start by saving 100 naira or 1,000 naira or 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000, saving just about 5% or 10% of the amount you are being given, depriving yourself to say, okay, maybe I don't need to take a car here. I can walk there. Maybe I really don't need to eat 3 times a day. I can eat 2 times a day. By the time you start making those small sacrifices and putting money aside, that's you building your saving. And by the time you've gathered a reasonable amount, these days you don't even need to wait. In those days, you have to wait to get at least 100,000 to invest. But today, even with 5,000 naira, you can either buy the federal government fund, or you can even open a money market account and now systematically start putting 5,000 naira there every day. With that as well, you can decide, oh, I want to buy exchange traded funds. With even as little as, depending on where you are, naira or dollar, you can actually buy shares for even, you just go register in a Bamboo app or register in an Optimus app or work, and you can actually even start buying foreign shares or even Nigerian shares. Like the other day, GT Bank did public offer, 47 naira a share. Is there anybody here that will tell me you cannot afford 47 naira? As a student, if you bought that share 47 naira, as at yesterday, GT Bank was trading at 101 naira. You'd have already made money. So the key thing is to believe that it's not just for workers. You have that capacity. Some of us here, including me, trained ourselves in school. We could have said we couldn't make money, but we could make money. So if I could sew, if I could cook, and I could make money, you can as well. So whatever you get, just take a portion of it, save it, put it aside, and as you build it, open an account. You can either ask for guidance or you go yourself, open an account and start putting it. Just say, okay, every money they give me, I must either remove 1,000 or 5,000. Once you start being consistent and seeing it grow, you won't stop. You'll grow from there. You buy shares. Okay, banks, good banks in Nigeria, where are they? If you're in Nigeria, if you're outside the country, you might ask yourself, which blue chip companies? If you don't have, and you are in all those places where you can buy either the ETFs, the top 500 companies, either in the US or in the the UK, why not? With as little as $10, $20, $50, you start buying in little bits. And before you know it, by the time you get to your 30s, 40s, 50s, you're already a millionaire in different currencies. Okay? Is that helpful? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
There is one more question in the chat box. I don't know if you're able to see it.
Okay. Can you advise the kinds of stocks to buy, especially for those in diaspora? What would be your advice? Okay. Like I tell people, I'm not an investment coach, right? But I can share with you the kind of shares I buy. Okay. So if you're in Nigeria, bank shares, some of the bank shares, all the GTs, the Zenith, the few of all those strong banks, right, that we see. I try not to throw names around, those are places you might want to buy if you are someone that loves shares, right? But if you ask me the kind of shares I buy today, because I'm trying to align my expenses with my currencies, I'm doing more foreign stocks. So I do things like VOO, which is like top 500 companies. I buy through Optimus app, but there's Bamboo, there's Trove. I do VTI. That's still a collection, because what does the index fund do? The ETF, exchange traded fund, what does it do? It just looks at a particular sector that is thriving and just lumps it together. So if in that basket, some of the shares might be giving you returns of 40%, while some of the returns will be giving you returns of 5%. Some might even be making a loss. At the end of the day, it balances off. So it's a safe space for me. And if you are new to investing, or you're a bit risk averse, those are the things you can explore. You can actually explore exchange traded funds. You want to buy gold, they have exchange traded funds for gold or index funds for gold. You just buy that. So that's where you are getting a portion of it all. So instead of saying I want to go buy a Tesla, or I want to go buy a Ford, I might decide, okay, I want to just go for the ETF that is focusing into vehicles. So for me, I do those. I do things like NVIDIA. I do Palantir. I'm just telling you what I do as an individual. So if I see that technology is booming, AI is booming, and there are funds in that area, I could go in that area. If I'm just moderate and I say, okay, I want the blue chips, or I want the top companies, I will go for the likes of the VOs and I would stay there. But all these things you read, and all this, you are talking about diaspora. So when we're looking at diaspora, you guys have a lot you can invest in that we do not have. So there are so many apps. There's is it Robinhood? There's Vanguard app. If you download all of that, there's Schwab's, right? I think there's this 212 eToro marketplace for the UK group. Every region has their own. The Canadians have theirs, the US. It's a case of signing into those apps. Once you're able to verify yourself, give them your social security for those that have, or your team. Once you give them all of that, you're open and you can actually start trading there and buying easily. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think on
yes.
that
So these were the books. Yes, I was asking if my camera was on. You can read this Psychology of Money, right? I equally have this Know Yourself, Know Your Money, right? So these are all books that as you read, you begin to even understand your relationship with money. You begin to understand where the fears are coming from, and you're able to actually try and there are many out there, but these are the ones I have to share for today.
Thank you so much. Can we all
someone raise their hand? Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have one hand up? I can't seem to see a hand raised up here.
Okay.
I can't see any hand raised up here.
Okay. So thank you. Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking out this time. Okay. For everyone that is on the call, we're going to share the materials later on with her permission anyway, on the Aspire for Excellence Foundation WhatsApp group. Okay. And you can take some time later on to go through it. But I think we need to just appreciate her one more time, please. Everyone on the call, please do me a favor and appreciate her, please. Let's tell her thank you so much. She's a very busy person. So thank you very much. We truly appreciate this time. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if you're interested in her books also, okay, can you tell us how to get across to your books, please?
Okay. The CME is actually on Amazon. I could drop it on the chat. Yes. And if you equally want, because I have a book, there's on CME. On CME is the Give Back book. 100% of it goes back to support people dealing with childhood cancer. Then I equally have a book on Mastering Your Money, which is just on building habits. It's a 30-day book. Every day there's a challenge. There's something for you to do. And of course, from there, you get better at building habits. And I equally run challenges every once in a while. Yeah, I think the next one is meant to come up in November. So I'm actually going to go ahead and drop the link on the chat so that would, for those that are online and are interested, I'll equally share it with you. I think I shared it with you as well before, just in case you want to share it on your group. Okay.
Great.
So,
great.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Okay.
Someone said, take your flowers, Ma. You are an inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take your flowers, Ma. You are an inspiration. My kids will definitely start from one of many things I have heard from you tonight.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Another person said, thank you so much at Manyo. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Manyo, that's my name. Hilda Manyo Dickson. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Dami. Dami, we should be celebrating Damio. You have very top people in this meeting right now. Thank you. Oh, Peter, thank you very much. God bless you. So I've dropped the seller link, and I'm equally going to drop. For those outside the country, you can get my book through Amazon. For those in Nigeria, you can actually get my book from Roving Heights. If you're in Port Harcourt, they equally have it in Bookville World. Is on Book Place. You can just send me a chat as well, right? And you can join any of my handles, Hilda Manyo Dickson, either on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and just send me a message. I could equally send you a link. If you're in Lagos, we have copies here as well, wherever we can get it. So I've shared that. I've shared the link for the seller book as well. Yeah.
All right. What a wonderful way to... Thank you very much, madam. Thank you so much. What a wonderful way to... It is hoped that the lessons we have learned today, we are going to practice it. And at the end of the day, we will all be aspiring, let's call it, aspiring investors. So thank you so much. God bless you and enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll send you the Amazon link as well so that you can share it as well. For those that might be interested.
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah, please do. I'll share it also on the WhatsApp platform. And for you, if you want the book, also you can go to stellar.com. It's also on this chat. Please click on it and you'll be able to get it.
Yes.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you so very much.
The rest of the evening. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Adebola Mark, Adeni Iganiu. Thank you. Abro Efemena. Thank you. Ajay. Thank you. Belema. Thank you. Blessing Chineye. Thank you. Bobby Chinda. Thank you. Buki Daniel, thank you. Chibuzonwimbo, thank you. Christian Sava, thank you. Chooks, thank you. Collins Chidibere, thank you. Damilola, thank you. Dan Dixon, thank you. Daniel Abia, thank you. Ebovie MM, thank you very much. Elo Chuku, thank you. Nebedum, thank you. Emmanuel Sule, long time. Lotana, wow, thank you so much. Geoffrey, thank you. George, thank you so much. Gift Elizabeth, thank you. Glory, thank you so much. Harold, thank you very much. Jerry, thank you. God's will, thank you so much. Yomi, thank you. Mbele, thank you so much. Nena, thank you so much. Mudiaga, thank you so much. Abro, thank you. Norma, thank you so much. OA, thank you. Obeshi Akaye, thank you so much. Olutunji, thank you. Adeleke, thank you. Oluyemi, say thank you for being on the call tonight. Ofodile, thank you. Kelly Onyi, wow, thank you. In the diaspora, thank you for coming. Patrick Gabo, thank you so much. Pius Isekwene, thank you. Raphael Aderonti, thank you. Roslyn Iwebu, thank you so much. Sir Amadi Electrical, thank you. Shola Adebayo, thank you. Stanley Morin, thank you. The Gamin Bin, thank you. Ufoma, thank you. Uju Unwavo, wow, thank you. Victor Chinedu, thank you. Asimita, wow, thank you. Yemisi Babalola, thank you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all tonight. God bless you all. Thank you.
Right, thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.